Okay, so the season finale of Dispatch just released, and you know what that means. Wednesdays are now going to suck straight dog ass for the next 3 months of our lives. That's right, not just mine. If I'm gonna suffer, you're gonna do it with me. Look, I'm gonna cut the shit. This game fully deserves to win Game of the Year. Despite being released in a year with this much tough competition, I truly believe that this game blows a lot of these great games out of the water, and whatever fucking witchcraft Aaron Paul is doing to make his superhero projects this good needs to be investigated. Now, if you clicked on this video, you're most likely either coming from my last video where I'm practically begging you to play this game, in which case I hope you took my advice, or you just happened to find this video, in which case spoilers for Dispatch Season 1. If you haven't played it, please go do so. I promise you will not regret it. Alright, let's go. For context, this game was announced to the world in the 2024 Game Awards, which I was watching very closely for a surprise Persona 6 announcement, and well fuck, and for Metaphor to win Game of the Year. Fuck. During this very devastating period of time, Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey came out and announced a superhero Telltale game made by the same people that brought us The Walking Dead in an indie studio known as Ad Hoc Studios. Now at this point in time, we had not seen Aaron as Powerplex yet, and I knew he was a respected actor, but to probably everyone watching this video's disappointment, to this day, I still haven't seen him in anything that's live action except for Mission Impossible 3, which I'm gonna be honest, I had no fucking idea he was in that movie. Although on my side of the woods, Laura Bailey is a fucking legend, which was enough for me to check off all the boxes I needed for both excitement and expectations to be raised. And I'm glad to say that they were exceeded by like a lot. This game heavily focuses on a story of redemption. We of course have the Z-Team, a team full of villains trying to flip their lives around after their wrongdoings, embracing heroism and leaving villainy behind. But apart from them, who are the obvious pick when it comes to the theme of redemption, we have our main character, Robert, the fallen giant who lost his father at a very young age and essentially threw his life away in order to focus on being Mecha Man. While Robert's redemption isn't exactly the same type of redemption the Z-Team goes through, it's still redemption nonetheless. Even though Robert has always shown to have heroism in his heart, when we first meet him, he is hateful and he wants revenge for what Shroud did to his father. Of course, depending on your choices, Robert can stay this way throughout the whole game, and eventually get the revenge he's always wanted by killing Shroud in episode 8. But if you take the hero route, Robert eventually finds the family he's always wanted as a kid in the Z-Team, and even finds love in either Vizzy or Blonde Blazer. With just one season of Dispatch in the books, Robert is already climbing in my top video game MCs tier list. I truly have no idea how they could have done him better, and I cannot wait to see more of him in future seasons. And well, since we already touched on the topic of love, another character that absolutely blew me away, becoming arguably my favorite character just above Robert, is Invisigal. And look, I know I may be just a little biased, but I'm genuinely so happy that they gave Vizzy so much love in this game. From the moment her character was introduced to me in the Dispatch demo that came out back in June, her character always really captivated me. Her belief that even though she'd never wanted to be a villain, it was simply written in the stars that she was going to be evil is simply incredible. All she ever wanted is to be seen, and even loved by other people, the same way those people look up to and admire heroes like Blonde Blazer and Mecha Man. And this aspect of her character struck a real chord with me. The idea of being told who you are before even getting the chance to decide for yourself is something I'm all too familiar with. And I, along with many other people, can relate to that feeling of being trapped in a destiny you never wanted. Like a bird in a cage with no other choice but to sit there and believe that this outcome in your life is just fate, and you're powerless to do anything about it. That's why her conversation with Robert in episode 6 means a whole lot to me. He basically tells her that fate is bullshit, and that she can be whoever she chooses to be. I never had anyone tell me that when I needed to hear it. I had to figure it out on my own, so hearing Robert tell her this, I felt weirdly connected to both of them. And once again, depending on your choices in game, Vizzy can either reach that point as well, ultimately accepting herself and embracing heroism just like the rest of the Z-Team, or reject everything she was told and embrace evil. And look, I know this makes me sound like a fucking Division 1 Invisigooner just because she happened to be my romance choice. And that's right, I forgave her through and through without a second thought, and I would do it all over again. Genuinely, all gameplay aside, Vizzy, at least for me, is one of those rare characters that come into your life and genuinely make an impact on it. You don't get many of those in your lifetime, so honestly, I'm just thankful for the love and care Ad Hoc put into this character, and I can't wait to find out more about her. Apart from the main cast, we also have a lot of very strong side characters. I already mentioned the Z team, and to be honest, from everyone there, just take your pick, they're all incredible. But I want to specifically highlight two characters that I found to be almost as strong as the main cast, yet I don't see enough people talking about them. Those characters are Chase and Waterboy. While quite a few people are talking about Chase, it's mostly just memes celebrating the fact that he's not dead, but I personally see a lot more in his character than just the funny old guy, especially with the release of the 4th issue of Dispatch, The Death of Mecha Man. In this issue, we see that when Shroud shot Mecha Man, Chase attempted to outrun the bullet and get Mecha Man out of the way, but unfortunately, he wasn't fast enough, and Mecha Man died in his arms. I believe Chase is the type of person who would blame themselves for this tragedy. In episode 2, Chase mentions how he did try to reach out to Robert when his dad passed, but maybe all that time they lost together wasn't completely Robert's fault, and getting him this job as a dispatcher wasn't just to help guide him back into the light, also a way to redeem himself in his own eyes after believing that he failed Robert. Admittedly, this is all just speculation, so I could be completely off on this one, but that's just the read I got from him, and I think it's a really interesting way to view his character. Waterboy, on the other hand, he's just a character for the people, man. I don't know how you can meet this guy and not love him immediately. Like Vizzy, Waterboy really just resonated with me. If you choose him to be a part of the Z team, he instantly becomes the punching bag of the group because of his stuttering problem. And it makes you feel for him right away. And when Robert finds him eating lunch alone inside the janitor's closet in episode 4, gang, I'm not gonna lie, this shit made me cry. I think most people, at least once, have felt that feeling of just being different from everyone and being judged for it. Shit, I know I have, and it fucking sucks. But once again, Robert is there to help our boy out, telling him that his stutter issue isn't some flaw, it's actually just a confidence thing. And that judgmental people will always be around to talk shit. So fuck them. Fuck everybody for that matter. Believe in yourself and be proud of who you are even if they don't get it. It's such a simple scene, yet it carries so much substance. Man, I fucking love this game. Look, I could sit here and talk to you about the gameplay and the storytelling and how great it is and how well written everything is. But here's the thing, realistically, you could do that with every great game ever made. And it's no secret that there's been a lot of them throughout history with arguably better characters and even better stories. But I'm not just claiming that Dispatch is great. I'm claiming that this game is truly special. This studio, made up of a very small group of former Telltale devs, took the long-dead video game genre and decided to revive it. Not caring about profits or any sort of numbers, they simply created a game that they themselves would love to play. And if that sounds familiar, it should, because that's the same situation that gave birth to studios such as Sandfall Interactive, the studio behind Expedition 33, which, in case you don't know, is the frontrunner to win Game of the Year. And if it does win, 2025 will practically turn into a giant middle finger to AAA games and corporate bullshit, proving that just letting these incredibly talented people do their thing ends up paying off big time. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that this game doesn't have any flaws, because it does. For example, I think they could have dove a bit deeper into Blazer's character, but then again, there's blonde glazers out there that absolutely adore her. So, to quote Robert, who gives a fuck about what I think? Dispatch has something for everyone who loves gaming. And because I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not even gonna nominate it for Game of the Year, and God, I hope I'm wrong, just in case, I want to yet again tell everyone who hasn't played this game to please just give it a shot, because games like this do not come very often. I am giving Dispatch a 10 out of 10. To the people at Ad Hoc Studios, thank you. This game means the world to me, and I cannot wait for Season 2. Please?